Awesome. Listen, I want to share with you perhaps one of the most fascinating first contact strategies that you can use for your email. Now, it requires that you have a small landing page. Now, a landing page is just a little page where you're going to capture, in this case, is an internal one, okay? So you don't need anything else in there except a field for the name and a field for the email. And this is internal, so when you hit the submit button, it's going to come right back to the name and email address fields, and you can do this on your phone. Actually, it's designed to be done on your phone. Now, let me give you the strategy, how it works, so you understand how the two are going to go together. So you got your email autoresponder connected to this internal opt-in form, let's put it this way, and this is how it works. You're going to love it. Let's say that we just met. And let's say it's a luncheon or a meeting, in a normal world, this is what will be happening. We're just meeting, and I get your contact information, or you get my contact information. But let me just use me in this example, because I've done it for so many times that it's easier for me to explain it this way. So we meet. I get your name and your email address. My system is set up to send a series of emails. They're all automated emails, so I don't have to do it every time. And they're going to happen because they're going to be touch points. Remember, we talked about touch points before. And in email marketing, the one thing that you want to do is automate sales. And the way you automate that is that you want to send automated messages to your clients, basically that you're not selling, but you're always in front of them, so they remember who you are. So let's just say that we met. We got together for lunch, or we met at a lunch meeting, or somebody introduced us, and I got your business card, or I got your information. I have your name and your email address. Well, I'm not going to run to the bathroom to do it. You don't want to be that kind of a spooky kind of a person, but, you want to wait. A couple of minutes later, you sit in your car, vehicle, whatever mode of transportation you're using. But before you get where you're going, you don't want a couple hours to go by. You need to do this within a short period of time. You open your phone, you get to that little page that you have, and you enter that person's name and email address. Now, watch what's going to happen. They're going to get an email within 10, 15 minutes. Maybe they're reading it on their phone. Maybe they haven't gotten to the office yet. But the email's going to say, "Hi, Joe. It was great connecting with you today." And maybe some other little short blur of something else. But that's it, okay? Something, whatever's natural for your type of business. But that line must be there. Hi, whoever, their name, your autoresponder email system will fill that in. And then, "It was great connecting with you today." That is key. It's great connecting with you today. Even if it's somebody that you're reconnecting with that you did not have in your list, they need to get that message. Now, what's going to happen is, think about the professionalism. They're getting an email. They know that you haven't made it to your office yet. Maybe it's even a weekend, but you're not in your office, and they're already getting an email with your header, a professional email, and your footer. We're going to talk about the footer later. But right now, they're getting this email. Now, you're going to set it up so that the very next day, in mid-morning sometime. Don't do 6 a.m., don't do 7 a.m. They're going to know, okay? Even though they may already know that you're using an automated system, you want to make it seem more natural. So don't do the 6 a.m., 7 a.m. type of emails. I delete those, and they're going to delete your ass too, okay? So don't do that. So what you want to do is 8:20, 9:15, or something like this. Mid-morning, they get an email. And again, this is important. "Hi, Joe. Again, I want to reiterate how great it was connecting with you yesterday." Something like this. But you must mention that it was the connection from yesterday. That is integral for these two emails to go out. So within 48 hours, 24 hours, you're getting two emails. The one that you just said you connected with them, and the one that you're reminding them how great it was to connect with them the day before. Those are crucial to very, very strong touch points to help your client remember who you are. So you got to send those. Okay. Now, what's going to happen is, after that, you can send it on the wait a day, sparse them out, have a date in between, and you can send another email. And this email, remember we talked about bringing humanity back into the digital world? Well, you're going to do that. In this next email, your subject line is going to be one for them to open. Not my catalog, or, this is the products that I have to. No, please don't. You're going to be out of that email list very quickly, or their e-list, or, whoever. Anyhow, what you want to do is, "Oh my God, something I wanted to share with you." Or, "Here's a funny story, something that happened." Something that is personal. And then you bring into a little personal story of something that happened, and then, just almost end it, but leave it on a cliffhanger. You know who does that very well? Soaps. That's why this is called a soap email series, because you're going to leave it with a cliffhanger so that you have a reason to write to them again the next time. So if it is a problem, you're going to mention a problem solution within your own story, something that happened to you that's related to your services or your products, but you don't want to be salesy. You just want to tell the story, and then leave it on a cliffhanger so that they connect with you on the next email, so that they're actually waiting for your next email. My example, my accountant does that, and he's very good at it. And he sends an email out every Friday at 4 o'clock. Now, think about this. Friday at 4. I asked him one time, what do you know, Wednesday mornings or something? And he go, Friday at 4 o'clock. No, Friday at 4 o'clock. He says, when I leave in the office, I recap my week and I send the good and the bad, little stories, the things that happen. Now, what happens is that I know that email is coming out every Friday at 4 o'clock, and I look for it. If I don't see it on my inbox, I go look for it in my spam. This is another rule and something else that we're going to talk about later. How do you make sure that people always look for your emails? So for his, I know they're coming at 4. If I don't see it, I go look for it, because there's something important on there. Maybe a little story or something that I want to, laugh or something, some information, but I want to get to that. But anyhow, back to us. And we'll talk about that later. Now, back to us. Your clients is getting a contact within a short period of time of meeting you. They're getting a reminder that we just met within 24 hours. Then there's a day in between, and the next day they get a short story. Remember, this is a digital transaction, but we need to bring humanity into the digital transaction. So not only are you happy to make a connection, you're going to remind them how great it is to have that connection. Then you're going to start telling a little bit of a story. Now, remember I mentioned that I'm going to cover the footers again. Later on, we're going to do a whole section on footers, on email footers, and how important they are, because your footers are your sales page. Now, you're selling, but you're not selling, only because it's the footer of your email. You're going to generate some income. Some of those things are going to get clicked, and something's going to happen, but that's not the focus. You just want to make sure that you get that footer there, but it has to have a story and a reason why that message needs to get there first. And we will talk about that. But right now, this is just you wanted to cover about having, a quick landing page, something that is only internal for you, so that you can input this person and you can get them started on this email sequence, the soap email sequence, just like soaps and TV and so forth, so that there's always a cliffhanger at the end of each one, so you can have an expectation, or they have an expectation of your next email, so that they can open it, and you can keep your open rates high and them engaged, and always them knowing who you are and why the messages are coming across and whatever product or services it is that you are offering. Because if you're the one who's always communicating with them, they're going to remember that, versus the person that never communicates with them and only gave them a business card. Who do you think is going to get the business? Anyhow, my name is Ruben, and I wish you the best, okay? And emails is where it's at. Talk to you later. Ciao.